Okay, what's up, everybody? It's been a minute since I did a live stream, but I thought it would be beneficial for me to kind of review my trading process, what I'm thinking in the moment, um, as well as a couple other things. I've been doing a lot more of the, not a lot more, I've been pretty much exclusively doing the reviews, which is good, but I want to kind of see my thought process behind everything going into the day, coming out of the day, and then ultimately do a review at night as well to see what I saw, or if I took a trade, if I didn't take a trade, if I saw a trade and didn't take it, why I didn't take it, so on and so forth. So this one right here, I took a week off and then I came back yesterday in the bank holiday, and I saw this one yesterday, um, last night, and I thought, let me just put the replay tool on. I was like, you know what? If we come here, where are we likely to go next? Well, we have this low, obviously, that's liquidity, but really and truly, like, down here. Why? If I look on the daily, you can see the daily really wants to just tank. Like, we came into this FEG basically reacting to this order block, came into it. Now it's like, ooh, it's drop. So that's where the thought process came in, and I was taking this off the hour. Yeah, so we have the inverse here. Let me turn off this replay. This is not a trade I took live. Let me just preface that. But it's something that I saw and I thought it was interesting, and I want to kind of mark it out. So start on the inverse, but really and truly off the, what would be the order block is kind of how I got in, which is more apparent here. Well, she's a little lower than it is supposed to be. It's a little bit higher than like that. Yeah, so off this order block is where I said, I'm gonna hop in, like so, and then target was the lows. As you can see, overnight, we were pretty chill. Pretty chill. Yeah, we did have the original drop, but then we came back up, consolidated during Asia. Didn't manipulate during. Oh, jeez. Didn't manipulate over whatever day that is. Oh man, my head's gone. Over London. There we go. And we kind of just dropped. And we are still dropping. So, coming into now, which is AM session, what I'm expecting is price to keep going lower. I'm not saying I'm trading that, but I'm saying for price to keep going lower, come into this low of the day, alright, and see what type of reaction we may or may not get. Personally, looking at this, I'm hesitant to go into the day trading. Why? Well, pretty much from London, expanded. Alright, London here, London here, right, that candle. We expanded all the way down. There's no liquidity that was taken from a buy side perspective to go lower. So, in my opinion, once we get down to this sell side, we should get some form of reaction. What I would be trading is the reaction of this liquidity being swept, not for us to come back all the way up here and take these highs or these highs in here or ultimately go to all-time highs. That's not what I'm looking for at all. So that is the thought process behind what I'm thinking, and now it's 9:30, and as you can see, we just came down into this. Something else, which I think is pretty important, is I've started looking at order blocks for entries and how to enter. So continuations, We have two entries for order blocks. One is obviously, let's get an example here. If I can find one real quick. Alright, cool. We can use this one, right? Let's use that as an example of order block. Which it is. So you have two possible entries here. One is the entry off once we break the low. So we would get in here. Short, you get in like that. Alright. The moment we break it, we're in. Cover the high. Like so, and then we target whatever we got to target. Second entry is a limit off the open of the candle. So you'll see here, we still tap in and we still go. That's how I'm looking at it right now. Here's another example, right? Came in, we set the highs. This one I may go down to a lower time frame though. Came in, swept the highs. This we close below. This will be my entry. Stop above. Like this. Stop above like so. And then target whatever I got to target. Alright, those are the two kind of entry profiles that I'm looking for. Make this big again. And on the 15, I think this is a little bit clearer. Yeah. So on the 15, you can see I would take this one more so as a limit because closing all the way down here is very far. So I would take this one as a limit. I don't even know if this one goes in. Just kind of see here. No, I don't think we would have tapped. We would have tapped base off the low of the candle. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Here's another example. Price comes up, push lower. Do I want to hop in right away, or do I want to wait for price to come back up, tap me in, and let go? You know? So yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking. But let's move on to more pressing matters of the day, which is the reaction to the sweep of liquidity, which is kind of what I said. If I wanted to hop in this, it would be something like this, like right now, covering the low of this candle. Jesus, that is a massive stop loss. And in terms of targets, they aren't too many. Obviously, this will be the first kind of target at 1-to-1, but where I would like price to come up to is here. And pretty much at break even already. Yeah, pretty much at break even. I also kind of switched my rule a little bit. Damn, this is massive. I do think this is an entry here. No, I don't know. We close bullish, it's an entry, and put it that way. So no entry. So we have the sweep of liquidity that we were looking for. I think price was going to invalidate it. Yeah. So my trade is not invalidated because it came up to the break-even point. It's fine. It is what it is. It happens. But remember, we're still looking bearish overall. As you can see here. Alright, I do think we continue bearish, but we need to have some form of liquidity taken before we can do so. We might be able to get a nice push up into these levels, though, to be honest with you. Which would be around higher than 50%. But anything above here, I'd start looking for shorts. So it's pretty clean. This is like a very clean sweep of liquidity to go higher. You know? Look at this on 2-minute real quick. Nah. So yeah, we got the sweep of liquidity here. Here. Again, I'm only looking to trade this. I was only looking to trade this as a reaction, not necessarily as trading with the trend. Obviously, the trend is bearish. It would be in my best interest to just wait for price to go back bearish and then trade accordingly from there. But I will say that my target from the H1 would have been smacked, and actually this is looking very much like a Judas swing. Push lower into liquidity, and then we're out of there. But we'll see. This is a lot of liquidity that was built up in here in these levels. Yeah, we'll see. But if I really had to say, I think this kind of move would have been nice up to this 2 standard deviations, which I'm pretty sure, if I go back to the 15, is going to line up pretty close to at 50%. No. No, 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 no. Now, how I want to have it structured for my entries, is I'm looking for inverses first and foremost. I'm looking for order blocks second. So, let's see. This leg does not have any inverses. So what's the next logical thing? An order block. So we'll take it off this order block, three bullish candles. And that's how we would take it, and then take it down to the target, right? I'm not looking that way initially. I'm looking for my inverses initially. So yeah. It's early in the morning, so a lot can happen. I want to be able to play music. Not sure how exactly I'm going to be doing that. Because playing it from my laptop isn't the best option, because the audio then gets messed up. So I may have to play it from my speaker and go from there. As of right now, I have absolutely nothing I can trade. So looking at this right now, this would now be a propulsion block, which is where I should look to enter if we do get in above it. If we do close above, so in here we close above, that will be a propulsion block for us to look to go higher. Personally, these types of trades are a bit tricky for me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go risk off, and I'm just going to do it. That thing is flying, man. I don't like it when it flies like that. Come back here, might be more inclined to hop in. Yeah, like now would be probably a better time to hop in. Let's see how it closes first. Yeah. Would have been a good chance to hop in there to go long. I think, based off the order block, stop would have been below the low. Target would have been these two standard deviations. Now, hell, this is actually very counter. Because if you look at price, price is just tanking lower. Yes, we did come into liquidity and whatnot. And we do have this final push in liquidity to go higher, but if this happened lower down, maybe. So I'm just going to wait. If it gets invalidated, it gets invalidated, right? Let me just check here on the 5 minute. Closes in a minute. Actually, I don't even know if we have news today. Let's check if we have news. I don't have a clue. Oh, yeah, we do have news. 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I wouldn't touch anything before 10. Tomorrow's Jolts, which is 10 o'clock again. And, yeah. So this would be already be invalidated. Because got 10 o'clock. Wow, everything's holding as of right now. So nothing's been invalidated, quote unquote. My only thing is, how do I word this? I've already taken buy side. Two areas of buy side, which is here, which is 8:30 open. All right. I've also taken 9:30 open, which is here. 9:30 open. So both of those are already gone. Doesn't mean much, but it means enough. And since those are two areas of liquidity that have been taken, I would expect another reaction from here before going up. I actually don't think this is ready yet. Let me put it that way. It could be, but with the factors of news and whatnot, not something I would take right away. This would be called a propulsion block. These equals line up with 7:30 a.m., 7 a.m. let's just watch it and see where it goes. Because it's a tool that I might be able to use in the future. It's something that I've been looking at. Haven't quote unquote live tested it as yet. In my opinion, this one probably isn't the best. If we had one like down here, that would have been pretty good. Like this one, but you know, if price came back and tapped it and then went, ow. So yeah. But I'm just gonna wait till 10 o'clock um, to see what trades are available after 10. And just like that, it wouldn't work out. Yeah, not a trade that would work out. This would have been a break even for me, I think. And now we go and get in. Will we go and get in again here? I think this one probably is a little bit smoother. The thing about these order block trades, also, that I'm trying to learn is when exactly do I go break even? Reason being, for the other ones, the inverses, I go break even pretty quickly. Pretty much once the first high is met or tapped into, and break even. But with these ones, I'm not 100% sure exactly when to go break even. It's not as mechanical as I would like it to be, I'll put it that way. If I wasn't tapped out break even, I would definitely look to go break even here now.
Did you really think it'd be something like
Yeah, pretty interesting. Based on this, it would have definitely been a winning trade. It would have taken something off. Go back to my original risk. Kind of see where price goes from here. Even if we do inverse this one, I wouldn't take it, mainly because this is clearly where we're trying to get to, this liquidity. Also, it's not 10 o'clock yet, so yeah. What I think could happen here is price will more than likely at 10 o'clock push straight up or straight down. Since we're already in this buying order flow, I would assume straight up. Maybe we hit the target before then, which looks like we will. Go, last little push. And boom. So target would have been smashed. It's a good trade. I think I'll go back and look at 100%. Again, bias was there, understanding was there. Um, I'm not gonna necessarily say execution wasn't there, mainly because I said I wasn't gonna take it. But I feel as though I saw where the market wanted to go very clearly, understood what was happening. We came in pre-market as they were coming into this low, which is the daily low. We will be getting a reaction from that daily low. That's what we're looking for. Once we got the reaction, I said we would be in short term. I said to the 50%, but at the end of the day, I did draw out my 2 standard deviations of my manipulation leg, which you can see is here, where we pushed all the way down and then we went on up. Honestly, I don't really like taking trades all the way up here like this. However, you know, I could be open to it in terms of order flow, which we can see clearly was bullish, and you know, pushed us through. Would have been in this trade pretty short actually. Oh, 13 minutes, huh? So yeah, that's one definitely going to look back at and review today / tonight. So yeah, I feel pretty good. I'll say this: the thing that drives price is always liquidity. Liquidity first and foremost. Your job is to understand which liquidity needs to be taken and where to target. That's how I look at it. So now this trade's done, let me erase this. I think I'll also do a review on this one as being a missed trade. Because it was, in a way. It's 10 o'clock. Right, 2 more minutes before we figure out where price really wants to go. But if I had to say, we've come in, we swept this liquidity, 7 o'clock liquidity. On a daily, we're bearish, very bearish. I personally think we continue being bearish, and probably to this low. That's how I see it. From a weekly perspective, we're still bullish from a weekly perspective, right? Until this low gets taken out, and then we'll have to readjust. Oh shoot, things change this week. Contracts change next week. Alright. Okay, so that's 10 o'clock there. Boom. Let's just kind of take a gander at what came in. 48.7. Oh, it's not good. It's not good at all, actually. It's not good at all. It's been pretty steady, though. It's been pretty steady between that 48.7 and 49. Pretty steady. Now, if we come back through here, I would be looking for us to continue short. Now, why am I looking for us to continue short? Mainly because of what I said earlier. We need to come into some form of liquidity. This is a reaction to our previous order block. Alright, so we got this order block in here, reacting to it. It's also a 10 o'clock candle, so if we're looking at the open, high, low, close, the open, high, low close of the 10 o'clock candle, which you'll see here. We have just put in that wick for the high, reacting to the order block, and then we'll go, ooh, shit. Yeah, and then from here, I would look for us to go lower. So let's kind of see what happens. I mean, if this one closes below, I would look to go lower. Let's see what happens. It's pretty good there. Okay. I'll go short there. Not sure where exactly I got in, but not a very good fill, I'll tell you that much. I will cover this as my buy stocks, like so. don't like where this break even is at all, but break even is going to be this low here. And I'm guessing first target is going to be this. Might get smoked on this though. Jeez. I might get smoked on this. Let me see. We shall see. But yeah, we're going to break even once this low gets tapped. If not break even, then I'll do half risk. Still hasn't been tapped though, this one. Those are equals. Those are equals, not a low, if that makes sense. See here? No. Ugh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Oh, there we go, break even. There we go. Might get topped out here though. Might get tapped out there. Yeah, probably gonna get tapped out here. Yep. That's cool. That's fine. Break even trade. Thought it was a good one. Just following my rules, man. That's all we do. Follow rules. I don't know if I made any money. Let's see. Yeah, break even, lost $3, whatever. It's fine by me. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think that could have been, man. Maybe should have had my well, where my entry wasn't the best, for being honest. Maybe could have taken that into account a little bit more, maybe. But I just followed my rules, man. My rules said once we broke those lows, we go break even, and that's the end of that. So what I'm kind of seeing is like order flow kind of taking over. Fortunately, it's on the 1 minute. So you got this order block here. Just got swept and price came back in, right? You have this one now. Price swept and came back in to go lower. And we're really just reacting to the only. Oh shoot! I didn't even notice this changed. Yeah, pretty choppy. Pretty choppy, pretty choppy. So yeah, I think the break even saves me, man. I really do. Didn't go too much lower. Looks like we're gonna go higher and take out my position. Or take out my where my stop would have been. I think it's a decent first trade back. So, yep, that's gonna be pretty much it. Just want to drop this in my Discord. We're looking like we wanna get to where I was talking about. We'll say we want to drop. So I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not confident. I just don't know where we want to go right this second. Because now we're kind of trapped in between two areas of liquidity, which is the liquidity we just took, as well as the order block here on the hour order block. All right, our order block, tapped into it. 15 minutes. As well as we just came back down here and swept out the low from over here, which is the 20th of August, so what, 10 days? So yeah, now I'm kind of like, I don't know where we want to go. Thought we wanted to come down lower into here and then ultimately, potentially go higher or potentially just continue going lower. Really and truly go lower is what I thought. Now you see we have this FEG on the 15 that we're tapped into, so now we may want to go higher. It's not very clear right this second. Not very clear at all. But it's okay. Gotta see what price wants to do. In all honesty, we came in. We didn't tap it yet, though. I think it's long from here. Just based off how price is moving. Unless this is a come up, sweep of liquidity, go lower. I don't know. Really don't know. Really don't know. Really do not know. Just don't know what's going on right now. And in my opinion, I think it's best for me just to walk away. Reason because I don't know what's going on. That's why I think it's the best option to walk away. I just don't know what's going on. And since I don't know which direction we really want to go in, why am I here? Right? What's the point? The only other place of liquidity is this high. We would have to sweep this high at a minimum for me to want to get in short. At an absolute minimum. So we're pushing to do that. All right, cool. We've done that, but now we got to come down and inverse the FEG. So just moving more and more bullish. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call that a day. You know, it's not really how I like to trade. Thought that first one was a very standard trade. Entry was a little um, not a little. Entry was for sure. All the way down here. So how I wish we would have entered is honestly something like this. I would have been cool with something like that, you know? Covering the high, targeting this, which I said I was going to target. No, I was targeting the low of this. It's mitigated already. So low of this. And yeah, so it would have been break even, but hey. If I didn't go break even, would have probably made some profit, but can't think that way in terms of my system. So I think that's going to be it for the day, guys. And I'll record the other 2 trades later on. But yeah, I think that was a pretty. Oh shoot! I had 3 and 1. It was all 4 at 50. So the one at 50, I had to pay commission for. Probably could have put it a tick lower. Whatever. So yeah, that's my trade for the day, and I'm out. Have a good day, guys.